now.
Hello, welcome again to the YouTube presentation of Papa Lee and the Aliens. I am your host and narrator, Henry Lee Chenault, aka Mystery Answer Man, aka Papa Lee. Today we're going to learn about the effects of the antimatter-matter bomb detonated by the Sons of God on the equator of Pangaea. This is by far my favorite series. You're going to learn theories this episode that have never been proposed before, and it's going to really challenge all of the scientific theories that are in existence today. Before we begin, I would like to cover two topics. The first topic is the other occurrences of antimatter-matter reactions. The first two Big Bangs, the ones we talked about in the first universe and the second universe, and the formation of the firmament in the second universe, were the first three reactions. The fourth reaction was the bomb detonated by the Sons of God to eliminate most of the Agigi and the dinosaurs, and that's what we're going to be talking about this episode. The fifth antimatter-matter bomb was detonated by the Sons of God to destroy the ancient cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. The sixth antimatter bomb was detonated by the Sons of God in Krasnogorsk, Russia between 7 and 8 a.m. on June 30th, 1908. The blast was an above-ground detonation about 3 to 6 miles above the Earth's surface. The energy of the blast was 1,000 times greater than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. Over 830 square miles of forest was destroyed. No humans were killed. No meteorite crater was found. No radiation was discovered. Antimatter-matter bombs produce antimatter radiation, which is not detectable with modern equipment. Antimatter radiation is not dangerous to our matter physical bodies. This event in Russia was a dress rehearsal for the seventh antimatter bomb that would be used in Armageddon. It has come to my attention that there was also an eighth one, antimatter-matter bomb, that was also detonated in about 3400 BC. This was the event that actually triggered the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in Italy and caused the breakthrough of the water at the Bosphorus Strait to cause the Noah's flood. But we'll cover that in another episode. The second topic is the most important in this episode: antipodal focusing. Antipodal focusing is the effects created by seismic waves traveling through the Earth. These seismic waves can be generated by earthquakes, volcanoes, nuclear blasts, and meteor impacts. The effects of these seismic waves are currently being studied to see if they can induce volcanism on the opposite side of the origin of the waves. One study was conducted with 200 times the amount of energy that caused the Chicxulub meteorite impact. Interesting, it produced no results. Scientists agree that the supposedly meteorite struck at a 30-degree angle, which caused the antipodal effect of the laboratory model to be insignificant. A planet like Earth with a molten outer core and a more solid mantle will focus seismic waves to maximize their antipodal pressure. In the event of the Sons of God antimatter bomb detonation, the blast took place deep within the crust at a 90-degree angle to the equator and the Earth's core. The blast generated many more times the energy supposedly created by the Chicxulub meteor. And I'll go ahead and put in here, the Chicxulub meteorite is the one that supposedly caused the extinction of the dinosaurs. The seismic waves of the antimatter-matter blast traveled through the mantle, through the liquid outer core, and then through the solid core, exiting out to travel to the crust on the opposite side. I'm going to stop here 1 second to kind of catch you up on where everybody's at. This is Pangaea. We said that the alien base was located on an extinct volcano on the equator. The blast is going to take place here. Over here on the other side, I want to show you what the mantle and the crust. The crust is the outer part here. This is what you're standing on right now. It's the hard part. Underneath it, the mantle is much like lava that flows. It's in continuous motion. It's actually liquefied. You then have the core of the Earth, and the core is made up of two parts. You have an inner core, which is solid, and you have an outer core that is liquid. And these cores actually rotate in opposite directions of each other. So this is the main part that we're going to be studying. We're going to talk about the blast going through the crust, through the mantle, through this liquid outer core, and into the solid core. Then it's going to exit out on the other side, and it's going to go through the outer core, through the mantle, and through the crust again. So that's what we'll be looking at. Now we're ready to begin to study the effects of the antimatter-matter blast. The time is 65 million years BC. The place is the first Atlantis, the base camp of the Sons of God located on the equator of Pangaea. The Sons of God have taken the few loyal Agigi to an extinct volcano in South Africa. They will be cared for and fed by the Sons of God and will remain there until the world cools off. The Sons of God establish a new base camp on the far side of the moon at a place that is today known as Aitken Basin. The antimatter bomb is detonated. The first result of the blast is the top of the extinct volcano is blown off and flies through the air to land where is now the Chicxulub crater. You say, whoa man, how can the top of a volcano be blown off and fly through the air and land miles away? A similar event is actually recorded in history. On May 29, 1883, that very thing happened on the island of Krakatoa. It was then that a volcanic eruption occurred at Krakatoa, an island midway between Java and Sumatra in the Pacific Ocean. Krakatoa was but a small, uninhabited island about 5 miles long and 3 miles wide. It had two elevations, of which the latter, called the Peak of Krakatoa, rose 2,750 feet above sea level. The following data was submitted in an article in September 1884, compiled from reports sent to the U.S. Hydrographic Office from the preliminary survey of the USS Juanita and from the proceedings of the Royal Geographical Society. The article reads, "At sunrise on the 28th of May, the darkness began to clear away, and then was seen the results of this paroxysm of nature. The northwestern part of Krakatoa Island had disappeared. It had been thought that the first great waves on the evening of the 26th was caused by a portion of Krakatoa being shot out northward for 8 miles and dropped where now is Steers Island, while the terrific detonation on the 27th and the greater wave accompanying it resulted perhaps from the still more titanic effort which lifted the greater portion of Krakatoa, hurled it through the air over Lang Island, and plunged it into the sea." I want to show you here what actually took place. It's all recorded. This was the island of Krakatoa before the eruption of the volcano. After the eruption of the volcano, remember this island was 5 miles long and 3 miles wide. It was a half-mile high in height. This whole part of this island was completely blown away, flew through the air, flew over this island, and landed out here in the ocean. And that was all recorded. Remember that the island was 5 miles long and 3 miles wide with a mountain peak 1/2 mile high before the eruption. That means the chunk of mountain would be similar to a low-flying meteor, 2 1/2 miles by 3 miles by 3/4 miles. There is no doubt in my mind that an even greater explosion like the antimatter-matter bomb could result in a 6-mile wide mountaintop flying through the air and creating the Chicxulub crater in the Yucatan. The experts think that the meteorite that struck the Yucatan and caused the crater was 6 miles wide. So this one here at Krakatoa was half that. The exact location of the blast site was 675 miles north of present Haiti. The Chicxulub crater is located 24 degrees from this site. I want to show you one thing. I did some research and found that up here, this is the Yucatan Peninsula. That's where the crater is. This is where they think the meteorite struck. This is where I say that the explosion took place, the antimatter bomb. The equator's down here. Don't get confused because this was located down here, but after the blast, everything started moving away. So this spot here and this spot here is 685 miles apart. At the time of the blast, they were right next to each other. The blast didn't have to go very far. If you see up here, all of this is land here. Central America did not even exist at that time. It did not form until after the antimatter blast and the breakup of Pangaea. So the Yucatan was located right next to the tip of Florida. So it didn't have to fly very far. We're going to stop right here. We have so much information to cover in this whole episode on the extinction of the dinosaurs. I don't want you to get lost in it. So we're going to stop here. This is part A. We're going to take up with part B next, and we'll see you there.